water gon' rise 15 feet, my heart gon' low down low. Baby, take my soul in this dirt, Lord, I'll be so rose, beautiful rose, beautiful rose, beautiful rose. Take this rain, take it home. Sky opened up this morning, called me out by name. We were gonna drown out the glow, leave me with the blame, singing hallelujah, preaching about the lifted stain. Water behind us, my back door. Where's this God again?
Hello everybody, how's it going? Sorry I'm late, tisk tisk, I know. If I wasn't late, then I wouldn't be me. I hope everyone is having a wonderful hump day. It's been a wild ride the last 24 hours, to say the least. Let me check and see how everyone is doing. See what we got here. Hey Carla, Grandma, Single Mama 4, Shani, my girl. I hope the move was not as brutal as most moves are. Hope you're getting some rest. I know how time consuming, and I hate moving. Hate it with a passion. I'd rather sell my soul than do that. Afrohuman, hello, Izzy Rose, Rose Star. Lots of roses in here today. It makes sense. Suzanne, I hope everything went well with the home sale, the house sale. Heather, girl, you need to be working. Don't you get caught up in my drama today. Barb, hi. All right, guys. So obviously we are here to talk about two family members who are currently missing. Obviously, the disappearance of either of them, Rose and Summer, are unknown at this time. However, I did call into Chris Madonna at, the labs live, as you know, if you haven't seen my video, and asked Chris Madonna if he had any updates on the Rose Bly case. And he said, well, yes, I do. He had spoke to the lead detective, who stated that there is a suspect in question. I don't know if he's in custody, but they are trying to work something out to where he can get on the phone with them, maybe even on his YouTube channel, in the interview room. I don't know the facts. I'm going to put my hair up, guys, because it is humid in Texas. It rained for maybe 10 minutes a few times, and it's hot. It's humid. I'm sweaty. It's nasty. Yeah. Let me see who else came in here. Tiffany, hello. So we know that there is something going on in Rose Bly's case. Now, I wanted to, for those who haven't seen the video, shame on you. No, I'm just kidding. I want to just show you, just in case, if you haven't, and anyone who's going to be watching the live later. And by the way, if you're watching the replay, welcome. Your videos, just real quick. I think it's funny too. It has some pretty fun banter between me and Josh. So there is a storm brewing, so my internet might be a little laggy. I apologize for that. My bad. Yeah, like these storms are just weird. They like come in for 20 minutes at a time and then leave. which makes Texas very humid when that happens. So, whoops. All right, let's watch this real quick.
Shout out from Boston. Go ahead, caller. You're on the air.
Did I make it?
You made it in a big way.
Hey, Chris, if he has any updates on the Rose Bly case?
Yes. I talked to the detective who's working the case. He's frustrated that YouTube has been throwing false information out there, and they are focusing on somebody. They're not going to reveal who it is, but I'm hoping I can get the sheriff to come on. We have a call into his office again today, but I spoke to the lead investigator about 4 or 5 days ago, and he gave me permission to say what I just said. So
awesome. I mean, that's great news that it's moving forward.
Exactly.
Yes. That's all I had. Thank you, guys.
Well, that's it. What's your favorite baseball team? Are they in last place too?
What? What's baseball?
What's baseball? That's true. Good.
Go Cowboys.
Oh, even worse.
Go Cowboys, always and forever. So I really hope that means justice for Rose Bly is coming. Now, I have heard from many different sources that there has always been someone in question. There has always been someone that they have been looking at for years, but we just don't know who it is. And speculation could go so many different ways on that. It could be a friend, ex-husband or soon-to-be ex-husband at the time. It could be somebody she was meeting up with that was very secret. We don't have any information, just like we don't have any information with Summer's case. I can tell you on the spiritual mediumship side of things that one name keeps popping up in between both cases, and that is Andrew. My EVP sessions, obviously I haven't done those lately because of the backlash. I'm trying to build my channel first and then kind of ease into that again. But Andrew has always been a connection, all right? And not only that, but the vehicle. So how you have that red Toyota with Summer's case and the white Pontiac that Rose drove. That was found, I think, 4 or 5 days later, in a place where Grandma Candace would have seen it on her way to and from where she was going. It wasn't too far away from her home, her residence. So, I hope that Chris Medina gets some kind of interaction on live or whatever, on a phone call, on the details of who they're searching for. But I wanted to go back to the Facebook group that this kind of some of the drama stemmed from. Now, this Facebook group has been paused, and the reason why is because when Summer went missing, Summer's case kind of overran that Facebook group. So it is on pause. I don't think that they're accepting anybody to join. I'm pretty sure it's public. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to see it. But I wanted to go through and kind of see what the family members said on it, what the friends said on it that were closest to Rose, and kind of go through that process and see if there's... Sorry, I forgot that my microphone wasn't close to me. I apologize. This is probably a lot better, right? Kind of just go through what went down during this time that this Facebook group was open. Hey, Single Mama 4, I'm glad you're here. All right, if you're just coming in, please like or dislike, whatever you prefer, and enjoy yourself. So this is the one that, Grandma Candace, dang it, she has posted in this group. She has gave some updates from time to time. And one of the updates was that, when nothing was happening with Rose's case, she said, law enforcement is working on it. We just don't have any updates at this time. So on July 14th, I want to scroll up in here, and I do not mean to dox anybody. It's a public page, so you know what? It's kind of a public forum, and you put yourself out there, and that includes me when I comment on stuff, and you and everyone else. So that was not my intention. Please do not use this information for any malice or ill intent, and please do not contact them. All right, so Andrew Lynn at the time was a investigator on the case. All right, so let me read this. At the time, this page is suspended and will be suspended for an undetermined period of time. For those interested in sharing information and or support for Rose, her family, and the ongoing investigation, you are being urged to join the most recent Help Find Rose Bly page that was developed. If you have any information about Rose's case, please contact the Polk County Sheriff's Office, etc., or email Andrew Vitalis. I do not believe that he is still on the case. I could be wrong, but I do know that Andrew Bach, B-A-A-K, is. So again, the decision to pause this page for the time being was made after consulting with Rose's mother, Candace, and Polk County Management and the Polk County District Attorney's Office. So, I don't know if they removed some information. I'm sure they have. But that's interesting that they paused it because of the Polk County District Attorney's Office. That is the DA. That is somebody, obviously, who is going to press charges eventually on someone who is related to Rose Bly's disappearance. I just thought that was interesting. Hi, Brianna. Hello, hello. Welcome in. So, there was so much speculation about the dumbest stuff. Rose Bly still being alive. I believe that that the woman that, for instance, the cows, critters, true crime on the farm, I call them critters doing harm. That's just how I'm going to refer to them, because I think that they're a despicable channel for what they do. And I'm not afraid to say that, and I won't regret that. The things that they have said and have done is just ridiculous. But anyway, they're the ones that had that Rose Bly's cousin is actually Rose Bly, or relation to the family, and had someone even come on to the panel and talk about it, and it was ridiculous. And so that was what Chris Madonna was talking about, in my opinion, about the ridiculousness and the false claims. Yes. Tarot Destroyer, be sober, be on the alert. Your advisory, the devil walks around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour. Thank you. Thank you. Is that 2 or 3 Andrews already? Susanna, my mod. Beware of the Andrews. They go across multiple readings that I've done. Sometimes they'll say Andrew, like spirit, and then other times it'll be Andy. Bernard came up. Y'all, I shit you not. Jody Sue and Bernard came up in my early readings back in August, September, October. I cannot find them. I think my iPad, it's very old, erased them as time went, but if I could prove it to you, I swear I would. Oh, Afrohuman, no worries. All right, so anyway. So there's some people that you're not going to know. I'm going to try my best to kind of explain or figure out maybe who they are if I don't know. I'm not going to go into the speculation about Summer specifically and all the false stuff that we know not to dive into. We all know what that is, etc. So Christopher Larson is Rose Bly's ex-husband. Christopher Larson divorced Rose a few weeks after her disappearance. Now, some would say that that was because he thought that she ran off with somebody. Maybe he felt some kind of way about that. Whatever his reasons are, that's what he did. All right. And let's, just to have it on record, y'all, let me pull up what Allie said about Rose Bly. Let's just put it on the record here. I want you to keep this in mind. I know that Bullhorn Betty did a clip on it. But there was somebody else that did it too. Let me look at my history. Boop, you don't get to see my history. It's all about true crime, but I think there's like some Amber Heard stuff in there too. There was a creator that like really nailed it by putting all of the stuff together. One moment, por favor. Please, again, hit the like or dislike button and subscribe if you like this content. So while we're waiting, while I'm trying to find this, did you guys, how do you feel? I really want you to put in the chat how you feel about what happened with allegedly Candace texting, you know, BK and Dolly and Ernie and whoever else she may have about, you know what, about her unaliving. Do you think that was her? What do you think about that? I know I saw this video earlier. I know I did. Oh, Lordy. I'm getting there, y'all. Let me see what y'all said about Candace. So many Andys, Heather. No kidding. 6 Andys. Barb. I cannot keep up with the Andys. I was just counting on in a live this far. This guy on Facebook, the detective. Right. We found a detective. There was a Michael that was pretty strange. He was a detective in Wisconsin. He acted strange around the time she went missing. And he had a record and he got fired and it was crazy. There's so much diversion, right? Right. Maybe it was True Crime Exposed. Maybe. Thank goodness for True Crime Exposed. We all know her. I can't even find it. Where did it go?
It's been a very concerning, heartbreaking 25 days for the family and the whole nation as we've sat cross-fingered hoping that some sort of miracle would happen and Summer Wells would suddenly appear safe and well. Unfortunately, that has not been the case.
Sorry, my internet's a little shitty from the weather. Anyway, we're gonna get to that. I'll try to find it and let it load. But Allie said, we all know what she said. Allie said that they were drinking one night. She was drunk. Grandis was crying because it was the day anniversary of, I believe, Rose Bly that went missing. And she said, you know, Candace said to the effect of, well, you shouldn't be crying. She's not coming back because the bitch is dead. Allie said, why would you say that? What happened? Because I killed the bitch. Something to that effect. I'm paraphrasing. I do remember watching her interaction with Chris Madonna when he asked about Rose. Rose's picture was on the wall. I remember that being very odd to me. She was just very matter of fact. Oh, I can't tell you about that. Very just half-assed. Now, I'm not saying she had anything to do with Rose Bly's disappearance, but she isn't soft and kind-hearted about it. And it kind of makes you wonder, why are you being this way about it? It just kind of makes you go, huh? Miss Enigma, unfortunately, I'm not home, so watching on my phone. Love watching. Oh, thank you. I sometimes I'm like, oh my God, people actually watch me on these big-ass screens. So, and then I'm horrified, but then I'm like, whatever. Yep, Evil Exists did a short on this. I think that's who I'm looking for. I think you're right. I think you're right. Thunder Sky Studio. Thank you, Thunder Sky Studio, for this video. I will take it down if you want me to later. I will at you. I appreciate your content. But for now, we're gonna use this because it sums it up. One second.
And as we know that this is the second time you've dealt with a heartbreak that you don't have an answer to when your sister missing. Did you want to say anything about your sister being missing or recall any of that?
When my sister went missing, I was in between.
I just wanted to point out that right there, Dawn said something, and I think Cher and Prairie Boy covered what they think was said by Dawn. Something along the lines of, you better be careful, your mom is watching right now, or something like that. Which is also suspect, but I'm not sure if I believe that that's exactly what was said. I don't know.
In Arkansas and Tennessee, I don't know all of what happened or what did happen, but I hope that they find her too and bring her home safely too.
Well, yeah, there's nothing. I mean, she disappeared without a trace. They haven't found anything, haven't found a body, nothing.
And then it all doesn't make sense either. Candace has a sister that's been missing for about 10 years. One night, a couple nights when she was drunk, when it came around the anniversary for her sister's disappearance and her birthday, her mom was in tears all day long, all night long, and she kept looking at her mom. What's wrong? I said, you know what day it is. Oh. You ain't gonna find her alive. And I said, why wouldn't you? She goes, because the bitch is dead. I said, how do you know she's dead? And why would you call your sister a bitch? She goes, because I killed her. Who says that?
That's a deep statement.
Her daughter, Rosemary Bly, Candace's sister,
went missing.
Went missing, and I know where that girl's buried because they told me a story one night that where they used to live, it was a cement driveway. Her kids were 3 and 4 and said, "Mommy's there, Mommy's there." Why didn't they ever?
Where would that be? Like, where was that at?
Wisconsin or whatever.
In Wisconsin.
Yeah,
That's probably why
wherever.
she's gone from Wisconsin. Kansas got really drunk one night and said, my sister was supposed to meet someone at a bar, her friends, and she never made it. That's what she said. And she
Who would have been responsible for her sister's death, the mom or Candace?
Both, probably. Or Candace, anyway, because I know Candace.
Which one?
The daughter.
Okay.
Sky Thunder Studio. Excuse me. Thunder Sky Studio. Please go check her out and look at her videos. Great content. Very non-biased. Even if I don't agree, I like that she or he puts it out the way that she does. He or she does. Anyway, so go subscribe. Thank you so much for that video. All right. So going back to this, it's very alarming to me that Candace acts like this towards her sister, if that claim is true from them. Grandma Candace would know, right, if she was there, that she said that, but I highly doubt that she would actually admit that, right? Brianna, wasn't Candace in Arkansas by that time? From what I hear, yes, but I don't know that. I mean, how are we going to prove that? Hi, Mallory. Welcome in. Glad you're here. All right. So you're going to see some Larsons, and that is the ex-husband, Christopher Larson's family. Now, keep in mind that this is, again, all speculation for entertainment purposes only. Everything that is mentioned is only speculation. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty by law. All right, let's do this. So the question here was, where are her children now that they have been close to adulthood? What were they told happened to her? Very legitimate question, something that I think is none of our business. However, it is a good question. So let me do all comments because I always forget this part. So Rachel McKenzie, hopefully their dad will answer this question so there's no more rumors or hearsay. Oh, here's Lisa. All right now, y'all. Lisa, if you're listening, Lisa K. Ruitz has been a thorn in my side, as well as many other creators on this platform, anytime we mention Rose Bly. Any speculation, any deductive reasoning, Lisa K. Ruitz is, in my opinion, intentionally making things complicated for whatever reason I do not know. All I ask is that everybody, just because someone says something and says it as fact and that she knows, does not mean that that is absolute fact, because there's no receipts. I've never gotten the receipts. I had open panel for her to come up and she didn't take it. However, she hops around on, Zab Girl and all of these other creators explaining how she knows things, but it's conflicting. It's a lot of conflicting information. So, not trying to be ugly, not trying to diss her at all, but I do not appreciate the games. If you know something and you can't say it, then don't say anything at all to hinder an investigation. Period. Does she have a channel? No, she does not. She has also been called out on the Cash Garnin case for doing the same kind of thing, where she gets close to these people or close to maybe family members, takes what they say as fact and just runs with it. And to be honest with you, I'm fed up. This person joined this group in June after Summer went missing. She wasn't following this, Facebook group for a long period of time, to my knowledge. So it's like, look, just because you know someone and has inside information does not make you the leader of information. It's honestly fanatical, and I'm worried about you. Seriously worried about you. Because of the fact that you have done this so many times in other cases, specifically the Cash Garnin case. Attention seeking, right? And it is what it is. So here's her smart ass remark. A lot of people don't really seem interested in the facts. And look at what happened with the Elisa Lam case. I've read a lot of articles about how unethical the news outlets are, blah, blah, blah. Why not interview Candace Herrera and Rose Mayer? So she's trying to put this out that she has the answers. And so we're going to just skip over that shit. Unless somebody is rebuttaling her. Then I don't mind putting it out there. I believe this Crystal Dawn might be close to the family. They are with Chris and doing okay considering the circumstances. There are nowhere near adults, children barely in their teens. Now, I do know that this Lisa person spoke to Jeannie. She does not know Candace, Grandma Candace or Jeannie personally, but she says that she grew up with people that do know them. I could give two blankety blanks about that. I dated a guy that knew a guy that was a serial killer. That does not mean that I know shit about the case that he was involved in. And yes, that's a true story. I'm not happy about it. Not. But he didn't know anything. He just knew the person. Unsolved Crimes Uncovered. Hi, welcome. Welcome everybody that's coming in. So, Bridget Larson is obviously a family member. Exactly what Lisa said. Why would Chris come on here to answer to anyone? Fair enough. When he does come on, he gets attacked. I will say this, y'all. When there is a big creator who is covering the Rose Bly case, obviously I understand he probably wants to know if there's anything going on, wants to clear up any rumors. But I have seen him in other creators' chats a lot. And doesn't ever come up and all that. He just chats within the chat. And it's very defensive. It's very, and I understand because people are coming at you. And I believe that this was the time when Critters Doing Harm, Cows and Critters Doing Harm on the Farm, was doing all that bullshit with Rose Bly still being alive. And hi, Mr. Eve. He's literally in the next room playing on his aviation game. Such a nerd, but I love him. So anyway, there's a lot of attacking in here, especially right whenever Summer's case was hitting the airway heavy. Yeah, Brianna. Pisses me off too. So remember, this is what I'm talking about right here. This craziness that, again, Critters Doing Harm posted on their channel, and they got a lot of views. And they also lost a lot of views last night when allegedly Candace texted other creators and bitched about it. That's for another day. Pissed me off so bad. They are not the same. They are not the same. Do not spread that rumor that she's still alive because of this person. This person has admittedly and openly said, stop, leave me alone, you're harassing me. I am not Rose. They even had to shut the comments off on that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to search for Larson, right? And I'm going to filter it by date posted. She went missing in 2009. I don't think that this was available until 2011 or 12. I can't remember. Uh-oh, did somebody take this thing down or something? I hope not. 2012. That woman is something else. And that whole panel. Uh-oh, did I get scooted? Did I get booted? So September 2013, Bridget Larson. Rose, where are you? Your little girls have gotten so big. They have started school and are so smart. You'd be so proud. Where are you? Everyone would like to know. That's nice. What about the 2015? I know that there's information on here. So Bridget says 6 years. 6 years you have been missing. Where are you? Why can't they figure anything out? It gets a little juicy. All right. Wendy, Rosie would have never left her kids, never to return. I think about her pretty much every day. It's been 6 years. Here's John Larson. I don't know exactly who he is really, but he is in relation to them. I'm gonna forewarn you, this Mr. John, no disrespect to him, but he is on the spiritual side too. mediumship, and I think it's a little far-fetched and out there, the things that he has said. So just know that. He says, has any psychic been involved in the case? I used to read professionally a few years ago, but I never really picked up anything solid with Rose's disappearance. I passed the story on to some highly reputable psychics, but have not heard much back over the years. Says he worked with a guy who got all frustrated when I brought... This is what I wanted y'all to hear. I worked with a guy who got all frustrated when I brought up her car being found in Grantsburg. He tried to say it was found in Frederick, but it never made much sense to me as to why he got upset. I kept feeling like there was something tied into a moving crew. My ability to read hasn't been very spot on. It'll get resolved. If I pick up anything, I'll let authorities know. He has also claimed that it was going to be solved years ago. So, there's that. And the reason why I'm going over this Facebook post, Facebook group, is because these are the people that were closest to her at the time, family members. So it kind of gives you the perspective of how they were feeling and what was going on and what has been speculated, what has been squashed. It's important. It's important to know, in my opinion. Neighbor Tracy Valancourt. I have a feeling Miss Lisa's coming at me. There she is. It's hard to follow the convo on there because 30% of it has been deleted. You're right. And I do know that. John Larson is no relation to any Larson in this case. Great. Thank you, Lisa. Downtown is a ghost town in Grantsburg. After the bars closed, could have easily dropped it off and got picked up the car. Or on a busy night in town would have blended in and been able to walk across the street to the bar, no one the wiser. I did not know he was locked up. So here are we talking about? Tracy, you put your name out there. So that's going to be something I will research. Not that I think there's anything to this, but it's always good to know. I mean, if law enforcement has somebody in their minds, no matter how, I don't care how long they've had it. I don't care if they need evidence. Why haven't you caught him? What evidence do you need? Eyewitnesses are crucial in testimony, how they acted, and all that stuff. So, I mean, we have no idea, nothing publicly. I don't care who says what and who thinks they know anything. Law enforcement is the only credible source ever. And we have nothing. I mean, even Chris Madonna, I can say take it with a grain of salt because we don't know. Law enforcement told him, but didn't tell the public. And that's not official. I am sure it is the same one he stalked Rosie to, such a shame. Who stalked Rosie? Is it the neighbor? Tracy Valancourt? I have never heard this before. So who mentioned this? This is very interesting. This is the first time I've ever heard about this neighbor. And I'd hate to, I'm not trying to dox them. It's just, who brought that up? Did they delete that? I don't see it where anyone put that on there. Tabitha's comment is gone. See, it says, thank you, Tabitha. There is no Tabitha. So maybe that was the person that said it. There's a Jim guy that his comment is deleted. I heard a lot about this guy from Jim, or whoever wrote it. I asked him why she was allowed to go over there. He said he was a nice guy and wanted Rosie to marry him. I landed, Mr. Eve, I have landed 4 times in this flight. What? I'm going to catch up. Hey, Dope Soul. Hello, everybody. Yeah, you got this, Mr. Eve. Mr. Eve could probably land an actual aircraft if something went askew. So that makes me feel better. And honestly, Mr. Eve knows this, and it's kind of ironic. I hate flying. Hate flying. Hate it. But I married an aircraft guru. So this whole flatbed thing, somebody said something in this comment section that was deleted, and potentially maybe by someone from the family or whoever's running it. And I can't see the editing part of it. So that's very interesting to think about. Was the neighbor someone of interest, right? Sorry, I needed some ice. So, not going to get into John Larson. Tracy Vidal, does someone know something? Joy Powell, her ex has been cleared. I believe I read somewhere that he passed a lie detector test. I have no idea if that's actually true. Law enforcement, and to my knowledge, hasn't said that. Yeah, I heard about the guy. He is the one who stole a bartender's underwear from her apartment. What guy? Okay. I had a strange thing happen, and I wonder if anyone knows the guy I'm talking about. But a couple of years after Rose went missing, my friend and I were at a Halloween costume party at the Dugout in Cushing. Now, that is the bar that on my other live a long time ago, we went around that bar on maps and looked around, and it really is like a very small town. Looks like locals would be there. So, I don't know. It has to be somebody close, in my opinion. It has to be. Jim equals Kenneth. Thank you, Susanna. So the guy, this Joy, it could be nothing about this guy, but a couple of years after Rose went missing, my friend and I were at this Dugout, a Halloween party. The guy came on to me like you would not believe, claiming the first moment he saw me, he knew I was the one who was meant for him. It was love at first sight. He was 6'2" and had dark hair. He had a limp. He said he would sometimes come up to the cabin in Wolf Creek where Rose lived, which I do know either that's close or maybe in that. I do remember seeing Wolf Creek. He had a truck with high wooden sides in the back, and he was a scrapper. His fingers were blackened. I later checked out the name he gave me, and it was phony. Ooh. He was up to no good. Sometimes I wonder if Rose could have run into something like that. He had evil plans from the start. Anyone recognize the guy I'm talking about? He claimed he was from New Richmond, but that was probably BS. So those are some pretty wild comments. And again, this was 5 years ago that this was commented on. Sneaky Pete, Mr. Eve. Yeah. So, in my readings, it is someone who she trusted. It is someone that took advantage of her kindness. It is someone that is super close, and there is a woman who knows specifically. I even think there might be two women who know exactly what happened and will not ever speak about it until they're forced to, or there's evidence. Two women always come through. A church comes through, specifically a church that grows a garden in Wisconsin. That comes up a lot. My mods can vouch for me. There's somebody within the church that persuaded her, in a sense, to trust her. And she was very off-put at the beginning of whoever this person was. And that could be before she even met her, at the time, husband. But there was someone that definitely was known in the community for who he was, what he was. And it has never swayed. That has always been the case. So, have I ever got a name? Yes. Am I going to tell you? No. But there is somebody who is two women who are protecting this person. I do feel like law enforcement, there is somebody within that's a little corrupt on the matter. I do feel like there is someone within, authority figure, if you will, that mingles into that church too. This was somebody that, as soon as Rose felt comfortable with this person, it was like a scorpion tail, boom. And that's just my alleged opinion on the matter. But when I was reading that, it just kind of threw me for a loop because I was feeling a little bit of anxiety. I guess as anyone would reading that, but it just, something about that kind of looks and feels off. All right, what else we got? Yeah, a lot of people are in disbelief that she's still missing, obviously. So here's that spiritually powerful stuff about this John Larson. Not even worth a read. Nothing in 2017. There was a big lull, by the way. Like, over those years, what do? You don't have anything from law enforcement, the police. What do you do? So this person tries to reach out to the family. She's the president of the Wisconsin Missing Person Advocacy, which I did reach out to this person's email, and it came back that it wasn't working. But I wanted to reach out to her and speak to her about what she tried to do here. There was a second annual Wisconsin Families of the Missing retreat. Now, the reason why I wanted to reach out to her, guys, there's a reason. When I was researching, what I sometimes do is I'll print out things that are important to me and kind of put them together in a stack, kind of feel it, let it percolate as I'm meditating and stuff. And this popped up a few times in my mind. I feel like someone either was watching or very intently about this Families of the Missing retreat. And I also feel like there were multiple people, multiple victims, family members going or wanting to go to this. So I really wish that I could have spoke with her, because it would be kind of interesting to see where these people are from, if they're from the same county. Obviously they're from Wisconsin, but Madison, Wisconsin specifically, something is going on with that, related to someone who knew Rose. And it mind blown. But I didn't get anything back. So anyway, this retreat is open to family members. It's basically, I think, it is a retreat, but it's for healing more so than anything. I don't know if they ever actually attended, like anybody in the family. Let's see what Rosemeyer says. So there's Jeannie. And there's Candace Herrera, Grandma Candace. She says thanks. She got, tagged in it. There's Rosemeyer. Everybody knows that she was very outspoken. If you don't know, she was the outspoken one in the papers, friends of Grandma Candace, for a very long time. But she went out in the papers and said, why is everybody not continuing the search for Rose Bly? So, gets better. Google can be your friend, right? Let me catch up a chat. At True Crime with Eve, throw at Lisa K. Roods a link. Maybe she'll want to clear some stuff up. Lisa, do you want to come up? She says, I have all my receipts, but thanks. But she doesn't want to share them. And if it was something to do with the integrity of the case, Lisa, then why would you ever say anything at all? It's because you want to be right about something, because you think that you know, because you know somebody that knows somebody. So have the receipts, but if we don't need to know these things or whatever, then just don't. Don't. Not interested. I was getting the familiarity leave. Lean guy with the mustache, and I see that she was placed in a ditch along a country road. I see that very well could be. Anything is possible. I see stones in a well, water rising up and down, so maybe an area that floods. But it has fluctuated a few times too. So I don't trust that yet until I do some more readings. So then, in 2020 we have this, if everybody hasn't seen it,
enough, there is a dark cloud.
If anybody hasn't seen it, I'm going to go ahead and play it really quickly. Going to go through one more little conspiracy theory on this page that I found really interesting, and that is Candace and Rose Bly's sister Jeannie and Jeannie's, I believe, current husband, basically threatening defamation of character charges on these people who I guess at one time thought they were the ones that may have had a hand in it. So we'll get into that, but let's just watch a little bit of this, and I am going to try to speed it up a little bit because we're almost at an hour. And don't worry, y'all. I will be covering Rose's case a lot. No deviation. We're going to get to this. I'm going to make sure we get to this.
Tucked away in the rolling hills and dense forests of northwest Wisconsin is a landscape so beautiful you'd swear it was taken directly from a painting. But if you look close enough, there is a dark cloud lingering in the distance. A secret that these roads have held onto for far too long. A secret that has haunted Candace Hare in this community for 10 long years.
And it's horrible. It's hard to deal with. Very hard to deal with. And my life will never be normal without knowing where my daughter is.
On August 21st, 2009, Rose Marie Bly left her residence in St. Croix Falls, Wisconsin, believed to be en route to Cushing, just a short 6-mile drive to the east. The 21-year-old mother of 2 never made it. Days later, Bly's 2001 Pontiac Grand Am was found in the village of Grantsburg, nearly 17 miles north of her house, with no explanation as to how it got there. No one has seen or heard from her since. There hasn't been a day that has gone by when Candace Hare hasn't wondered where her youngest daughter is, or if she's okay.
With a missing child, there's a hole in your heart that can't be filled. And it's an impossible journey every day to wake up and wonder where she is. Just trying to figure out where my daughter is. It's horrible. It's not a good feeling. I wish I knew where she was.
My name is Brent Walk, and I'm the Polk County Sheriff.
When Rose Bly went missing, Brent Walk was a patrol sergeant with the Polk County Sheriff's Department. Now Sheriff Walk and his office have made finding Bly a top priority. To date, the Sheriff's Department has investigated more than 200 tips and have interviewed more than 150 people. Still, the same question remains. Where is Rose Bly?
Well, I sympathize with the family of Rose because they want to know the answers, much like we do. And when these answers are largely unknown, that's very difficult to deal with when you have to keep questioning what happened to Rose and where did she go. And certainly that is the solution we're looking for. We want to bring closure to this. 10 years, a decade, that's a lot of time. And you just look at what's changed in our lives and our careers, yet alone this case is still out there, and we would like to bring conclusion to it.
10 years.
I tried to avoid this area. And I can't. It just draws me back. And I don't know why.
Years of worry and wondering. A full decade Rose's children have had to spend without their mother. Someone knows something. Someone has the key. Everyone agrees it's time for this mystery to be solved. It's time for Rose to come home.
Not sure which way, but she's out there somewhere.
Did she say, I don't know which way? Hold on a second. I'm sorry. Let me go back. That was odd. And I could have been wrong. I could have heard it wrong.
Not sure which way, but she's out there somewhere.
It's time for this mystery to be solved. It's time for Rose to come home.
Not sure which way, but she's out there somewhere.
Now, I don't like to look into anything too severely when people say certain things. I even say things kind of incorrectly a lot, sentence structure wise. But that was odd. That was odd to me. I don't know. I'm not sure which way. So that could mean, in my opinion, that she has an idea of which way she is or went. Now, mind you, this is the same woman who thought that Rose wandered off because of a head injury as she fell off a horse a few days or maybe a week or two before she went missing. I think it was a week before, give or take. But I don't know, something just doesn't sit right with that comment. Yeah. So maybe that's just, I don't know. Not going to speculate too hard on that. So lots of comments on that one when that came out. Let's see what they say. She could have meant generally. It's totally possible, but it did. It's weird. I don't know. They're just saying, like, submit it to Unsolved Mysteries when, man, I love that show. Grew up with it. It's not a good sign that she never came back to her kids or never used her social security number. People believe that she's passed, which is legit. Which is a legitimate statement. Did anyone have a creepy encounter with someone anywhere in the area that summer from Wolf Creek, Cushing, Grantsburg, Balsam Lake? I have a theory. Someone in law enforcement, the guy, I believe his name is Michael. I'll have to check again. But again, there was this police officer who was acting very erratically, crashed into another cop car, either the day of or the day after Rose went missing. I think there were charges pressed on him because of an altercation that he had with someone that he tried to apprehend. This dude was bananas. Not a good cop at all. Matter of fact, let's just look at him right now while I have it in my brain. And it was in 2009. Wisconsin. Officer. What was it? Was it in Grantsburg or was it in... Sorry. Can't remember the county. I always forget. Hey, here it is. Bam. So, a Polk County Sheriff's Office deputy has been fired. There he is. Well, this was published in March of 2010. Not saying that this guy has anything to do with her disappearance. I'm just noticing his weird behavior. He has been fired for using an excessive amount of force during an August arrest. This guy, Michael, did come through 2 or 3 times. Law enforcement came in right after that or before. No, excuse me, after on a reading that I did back in January, February. And alarms went off. He was dismissed from the department after he used unwarranted force in apprehending this person, utilizing an unnecessary arm lock to take down of this person, using his baton by striking this person with a baton on his right thigh during the arrest. Listen, the charges against Swan stems from an August 20th, 2009 incident in which Amory Police Department Officer David Drinkwine stopped this person for alleged drunk driving. The committee viewed the video, they had it on video, of the incident taken from the dashboard camera. The video shows Swan arriving at the scene. In a span of about 10 seconds, he was forcing this person to the ground and put his hands behind his back. No formal charges against this person have been filed. The guy was put on administrative paid leave from the department, pending that investigation. Now listen. Listen to this. Swan, who has been suspended from the department multiple times for causing serious damage while behind the wheel of county squad cars, fought his dismissal earlier this month through the police union. So when I looked up this guy, that whole hitting somebody as he was darting out of this area that I feel Rose may be in, or maybe around, it's a lake. For some reason, he got a call and jetted out of there so fast and almost hit a bicyclist who was obviously bicycling around the road around that lake. And he was reprimanded for that. Why was he there? There was no reason for him to be there. They had no rhyme or reason, and he didn't either as to why he was there. So it's very suspicious to me that he has a issue with not being where he's supposed to be, and when he is, if he isn't in the right place, he's hauling ass out of there. This has happened a few times, so it's very interesting to me. Let me catch up with chat. Erratic driving, DUI, thank you for all the likes. Thank you, yes. Maybe it was you I've seen on it. Yeah, you remember my story? Yeah. Law enforcement is always going to be my next logical side eye. And that also includes the Delphi case, which that's coming up too. It feels a little odd. It feels like law enforcement it just has this feel, guys. There's a lot. I have a whole Excel spreadsheet of all of the officers who were hired, let go, discharged, fired, reprimanded, sued. There's quite a few in Wisconsin around this time. It's kind of alarming how many law enforcement officers were not their best. So you kind of gotta go down there and see what happened. Why were they, reprimanded and fired and all that stuff? And this one stood out to me. Just did. So he declined to comment. This Swan detective. In October of 2008, he was given a 90-day unpaid suspension and was ordered to recomplete an emergency vehicle operating course after he was found to be at fault in a near collision with a motorcyclist near Loveless Lake. Excuse me, not a bicyclist. I apologize. A motorcyclist near Loveless Lake. Thank God that name popped out because I forgot the name of it. But let me show you where it is. You can see that I've already looked it up 100 times. I feel like if somebody were to go into these lakes right here, they will find someone. They will. Because of my readings. And I don't like to say definites on anything of my readings. But it is what it is. And this one they will. So, this was the lake right here, excuse me, where he was going on these roads and almost hit a motorcycle. Let me reread it. After he was found to be at fault in a near collision with a motorcyclist near Loveless Lake. What had happened was he had passed the motorcyclist while en route to the scene of another car accident and forced the cyclist into the ditch, where he overturned and suffered a broken arm and other injuries. Now, Swan in Polk County was sued for unspecified damages due to that. I cannot tell you why this man screams something at me, but He does. He does. And I would love to kind of dive into it more because he has friends in law enforcement who later was convicted of inappropriate sexual relationships with prisoners. And his buddy who was at the bail hearing, the other law enforcement officer, was also complicit because he did not do his due diligence to make sure that those things weren't going on and training was up to date on SA, stuff like that. It gets crazy. So, it's a rabbit hole, but it's worth mentioning because Wisconsin, especially in this county, or the counties around where Rose lived, have issues. And we haven't even gotten to the old detective on the case. Whoo doggy. That's fun. Yeah. Anyway, so. Oh shit, I wanted to show you this though. I wanted to show you this Loveless Lake, and any mediums out there that are watching, like, please do a reading on this and see what you get because it screams something is wrong here. And not necessarily with Rose physically, but someone or someone's. Been a lot of weird activity going on around 2006 and 2010 per police record call logs. Balsam Lake, Wisconsin is the city. All right. Doesn't seem like much, right? People live off of this, it's just like any other lake that you would see, in a rural area. But for him to be there, not responding to any certain call, he did not live around this area. For him to be in such a place that was very specific to a community, I don't understand why the man was there and hauling ass so quickly that he made a motorcyclist launch off of his bike and break his arm. That's just me. It screams sus as hell. And this little church here too. So that's where we're gonna stop. Oh, sorry, one more thing. I wanted to finish this. Tracy Lynn Vandala says, I seen her 2 days before coming back from a trail ride with her husband and another couple. This is important because this is kind of the storyline leading up to her disappearance. We all know by now in true crime, the timeline leading up to someone's disappearance is crucial, even as far back as 6 months, right? We don't know a lot. But these little things help because it keeps it in your mind. I'm going to catch up with chat real quick. Sorry. I never got to catch a live. I'm sure. Hope I haven't missed much. Hey, Mama Bear 3. I'm glad you're here. All right. Stop it. Anyway, I seen her 2 days before coming back from a trail ride with her husband and another couple. We talked for a bit. Was having hubby a surprise birthday party at Wolf Creek. I've racked my brain over and over. Nothing seemed off. Now, from what I remember, the story is that people remember her riding the horse on the trail ride, and I don't think that they saw anything wrong, but one friend did see some kind of bickering on the way out where they had to leave. Is that speculation? Yes. But this person is saying nothing seemed off, so maybe they just did not see anything specific. I'm going to pull up Wolf Creek in Cushing, Wisconsin, just to get an idea of what it looks like. Howlin' Wolf Creek Bar. Did somebody see her there? at one time? We don't know. It's kind of weird. Maybe somebody saw her at that bar. Oh, forgot to mention this. I know I'm scatterbrained right now, but things are coming back to me. So during the reading, mods can confirm, the reading started off with Rose left the house and she was going to go have margaritas with Tony. But this person was not Tony. Andrew came through. Now, I don't know about any of that. Maybe that's a friend. I don't know. But they went to go have margaritas at a bar. I don't think she ever made it to a bar. I could be wrong. Guidance said, man, as you mentioned, the horse reminds me of when the horse ran by. Solomon's Temple. So anyway, and then it goes on to say, the cousin pops up. Now, it didn't say anything on the EVP after that, but I knew she was like, the cousin is not involved, and she did not know where I was going. Nobody did. It doesn't, Lisa, it doesn't fucking matter if she didn't drink margaritas. You did not know her personally. Stop. So, anyway, that was what the meetup was for, right? But I don't think she ever made it. But Tony comes up. Now, I don't know, Afro, Tony Hammond, I don't know. But one of those is wrong and one of them is right. But it's not just one person. So that's kind of the frustrating part. So I wonder if it was from another bar that saw her, that knew her. This person is in the community. They did not meet just randomly, right? Let me continue this. Maybe somebody knows. You could ask around, etc. Here is Rose's 2001 Pontiac Grand Am, that was found in a kind of like a trailer lot that people would put when they're traveling. I think it was an abandoned lot, is what they call it. I pulled it up on maps, and it's like it's an open area. It's close to a laundromat, post office. It's kind of just out there, but people would park their trailers there. Secondhand information. So Rose Meyer must have deleted her comment. This Joy who saw Rose says, I've never met or talked to Chris, but from what little I know, I don't have that feeling from him that he's guilty. And I would not want to slander him. 3 polygraphs are a lot to beat. We're not privy to what the cops know. My thought is to try to keep an open mind. Fair enough. So this is getting into speculation with when Summer's case got brought up. So we're not going there. We are not doing it. Let me look at... Oops, I spelled her name all sorts of wrong. All sorts of wrong. So Jeannie did post, please help bring our niece home when Summer went missing the day after. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful girl. I heard that Afro or behind is something like that. Andrew, Candace, baby's dad was named Andrew. Now, I've heard a lot of different speculation about Andrew Marcos. I do believe that he has been accounted for during Rose's disappearance. Did law enforcement tell me that? No. So whoever says anything different, I don't give a shit, because we don't have that information privy from law enforcement, so we can't rule it out. But I don't feel like he was around. Pretty sure someone accounted for him. But it was family member. Anyway, I digress. There's Rose and her dad. So Jeannie seems to be very, we love you, we miss you, and all that stuff. See what people had to say about that. Nothing bad. That's good. This Jenna person, oh wait, there's 11 comments here. Hold up. The admin of this group is Peter Johnson. Peter, could you help us with the organizing this information? Peter states, so this was, he was working on the case. I am retired from the sheriff's office and no longer have access to any of the information or the authority to release anything. I'll talk to them and see if they can have a current employee make an official statement. Although retired, this case is still important to me, and I stay on as the page admin because I think it's important for people to remember Rose and give them the outlet of information. But anything official, Lisa, listen up here, but anything official has to come from the sheriff's office. If you can send me any receipts from the sheriff's office that they told you anything, hit your girl up. I'm wondering if there is a way to do this as her neighbors, classmates. Oh, for the PI. Wow. A lot of people are just so damn mean on this Facebook page. All right. Here's Jeannie's husband, Jeremy. I am posting this due to the nature of the comments made against my wife, Jeannie. I am asking all parties involved to cease and desist, is what he's trying to say. We do not want trouble. We do not want your drama. We want to be left alone in peace. If the slandering continues, we will pursue a libel lawsuit without further warning. Have a nice day, basically. So maybe there was some speculation going on that made people say some things without any receipts. Okay, Lisa, I have those receipts. Do you want to join my panel right now and show them? Show the receipts. I have yet to ever see you show them. I'll wait. I'll wait. Just ridiculous, the things that you will do, Lisa, to get attention. That is the problem. Jeannie and everybody around them should be the ones to plead and beg on camera or a statement if anybody has anything, etc., etc., etc. But all you hear is all these people who get close to the family members who think they know something, who think that they can't be lied to be the fact givers, and it's crap. Speculation's one thing, but putting out information without the receipts, without showing them, not backing up what you say, is baloney. Grade A, baloney. All right. So he's taking it for Jeannie, okay? Again, this is Candace's sister, Rose's sister. This person says, why is the page admin allowing all of these random gossipers to stay on the page? Fair enough. That's why they paused it. So this person says, why is Jeannie being singled out and attacked? What did she say? I would be interested in seeing real receipts. Thank you. And I'm not trying to be ugly on that, but it's either that you like people spinning their wheels and you wanting the information, Lisa, that you're the one that has all of the deets, This is exactly what happened in the Cash Garden case. Do you want me to pull those up for you? Do you want me to pull those up? I don't want to. But you're making people think that the facts are this without law enforcement officiality. They don't want to go through what I do. What receipts have you shown? I'm not claiming anything. I'm not saying someone's guilty or not, Lisa. You have specifically said, I know who killed Rose Bly. You've also said, you know that this person did not do it. And instead of proving that, you just sit there and let people either bicker at each other or bicker at you, and then you just vanish. So I'm calling you out. Like, look, Lisa, you have been on multiple creators' comments. We have proof that you, on other cases, have tried to do the same thing and act like you know everything. You're a fanatic. You're obsessed. You're obsessed with cases. You get close to maybe one or two people. And hell, I don't give a shit. Maybe you are close to a family member or grew up with one or two. But that does not mean that it's the end all be all, Lisa. Why are you doing that? I'm really concerned about your mental health. I really, truly am. I've allowed your shit to go on for so long, but it ends here. Rose deserves better than that, and you are not helping. You're allowing other people to speculate just because you're doing what you're doing. You don't know anyone in the Cash Garden case? Yet I have receipts that you do. I have receipts where you're saying that you know from somebody that knows somebody in the case with the family. So what's up with that? It's kind of odd. I just don't understand your reasoning for it. If you didn't grow up with these people, why does Rose mean so much to you? It's not because of Rose, it's because of what you think. Being the one that knows something and the facts makes your ego feel good, makes you feel important. But this is a person who has been missing, who matters. If you want to be their PR rep, by all means, say that. But every time I seem to contact law enforcement about you, it's ignore her. She has been a nuisance. How about that? You seem to know directly about Julie and Andrew, the detectives. You seem to know about inside information. What is it that you're getting out of this? Lisa, you're full of it, honey. You're full of it. And I really, really hope you get the help that you need, because this is the last time that I'm going to acknowledge anything you have to say about this case. Anything at all. Just craziness. I pray for you. I really do. All right. So this whole drama that goes down, people are already being assholes and saying, Jeannie killed blah, blah, blah. And that is very harmful. That is defamation of character if Jeannie is innocent and is proven to be. So these people need to watch what they say. And people who think that they know about the case need to watch what they say. Because if that comes out to not be true, that is, in fact, something that someone could maybe use legal action against. All right. So this person, Mary J. Rose, Jeannie may have made some stupid choices and mistakes, and she told me she regrets them. I don't know what those are. But at this point, I don't believe she killed her sister. I don't know that she even blurted that out. She was in my parents' house, and my mom said those words never came out of her mouth. I feel like they're confusing Candace, because Candace was the one that allegedly said that. My sister and her don't get along because, again, she didn't make great life choices while in a relationship. Eventually, the truth will come out, and yeah, I have said a lot too. but we shouldn't be casting blame. So Kelly Power says, Jeannie's husband says, I'll stand by my wife through hell and back again because she was with me at the Chautauqua, I guess that's how you say it, the night Rose disappeared. I have never laid a hand on her in any way to hurt her or silence her. No offense, people, quit acting like sheep, which is such a political weird move, but let's just look at what this is. Chautauqua, Wisconsin. Maybe I think it's a campground. So, allegedly, Jeannie and her husband were here. I think it's a pretty far distance from Cushing. I'm pretty sure. Let's see if I get directions. I'll just go to maps. I know I went over my hour, guys. I'm sorry. But things just got to be said sometimes. Lisa, that is such crap. You have like 3 or 4 other ones. We proved that in the last live when we muted you. We know how you write. I'm really concerned, baby. I'm concerned about you. Somebody help this woman. Cushing. So, I thought it was longer than that. It's an hour and 10 minutes. A lot could be done in an hour and 10 minutes. She wasn't reported until, I believe, Sunday. So, I wonder if they ever checked Lake Chautauqua. Damn, when I pull out your troll accounts. Don't mess with Guidance, Lisa. She's got all of it on you. But I'll let you, Guidance, I'll let you step in on this. Ooh, Lord Jesus. Everybody, spend your energy wisely. All right? So, yep, all the drama with this, it's really just back and forth. Some people were like, look. Kelly says, you may want to go at whoever stated that your wife said that about killing her own sister and burying her instead of people on social media. This Ron Thompson, hold on now, says, get off the gas, dude. You're married into a family that invites evil. So many questions and 0 answers. Do tell, what is your position in the hierarchy of disdain? That's funny to me. It shouldn't be, but bro. Tammy says, it's unfortunate any accusations you're facing her husband, Jeannie. People are trying to do good and make a difference, but some trolls get off course. This person's like, that's not how defamation suits work. Pamela says, why be sorry if it's bringing some type of investigation to find her? The woman is still missing. It sounds like the case went cold until now. There's better technology out there, and this woman's case should be revisited. Why should anyone not be looking for her? Why are they involved and scared now? Sounds like it to me, so they're kind of implying that maybe they have something to do with it. And this person, Daniel Campbell, says the same. Like, good luck with your libel suit. Shell Smith, I mean, you wouldn't want to find Rose and put it into the rumors? Summer going missing has opened up a huge rabbit hole and leaving many questions back to how Rose went missing. Now here's Lisa. Never came in here, never stepped foot before June 12th or June 16th. The police know she's not involved. That's something at least. I have never not once heard the police say that to us. But I appreciate you sticking up for your friend. I think that's it. I just really wanted to kind of put that out there. Because it's very interesting that, like, the defamation thing just came out right out of the woodworks. Like, And I get it, you know, Summer Wells is missing. And, you know, Rose's case builds back up. But it's very strange, the behavior of this family, to say the least. I don't know how I would act in a certain situation with what was going on, but it's odd. It's just freaking odd. Somebody knows something. They're hiding it. And that's all I have for now. We've got a lot to dive into, guys. There's some information that I did not discuss or cover right now that we need to. All right, as you know, first of all, thank you for being here and listening to me rant. I appreciate you. I want to say that I am going to the Summer Wells Vigil with 2 of my mods. One of my mods can't make it, and I'm sad about it. But we will be live streaming. I am selling the damn search. Everybody's complaining about the shirts. I have not gone over that yet. Mr. Eve, you want to say hi? He hurt his back, y'all, so he's grumpy. All of the proceeds go to a international human trafficking rescue organization in Tennessee, where they make sure that the parents and the victims and the children, they don't get separated. A lot of times in these human trafficking cases, the victims, the parents and the children are separated, and then that is where the trafficking starts over again sometimes. So they want to make sure that they get the keep themselves, you know, together, of course, as you would want, but they also get the mental health care that they need and the physical health care that they need. So if you hear any drama about the damn shirts, it was on Bullhorn Betty. Everything's fine. Everything's good. Nikki, welcome. Say hi.
Hello.
Mr. E, poor thing. He got back injections today because of this injury. That baby Eve kind of, sort of had a hand in.
Yeah.
He ran away.
I tried to catch him.
He tried to catch him. It was at a store. Both of them got hurt. It was crazy. If you want to, please, guys, join the Summer Wells Visual Facebook page. I'll drop a link, or maybe one of the mods, please do that. Please join. You're going to get updates. There's going to be live streaming. But it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful thing. And then tomorrow I'm doing a live about summer and the visual and what we're planning on doing, etc., etc. All right. Drink your water. Hug yourself, your babies, grandbabies, fur babies, whatever babies. And I will see you guys on the next live. Have a wonderful, wonderful week ahead.
And I'm going to hug my wife.
Oh, Mr. Eve. What do you want?
I am not the only train